Film Pulse is supported by the kind donations from listeners like you. Please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/filmpulse for just $1 a month and help keep the podcast on the air. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the laundry yard.
Watching the Grunion Pro Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 255. My name's Adam Patterson. We're joined today by Kevin Rakestraw. How are you, Mr. Kevin?
Good.
Now, we already know how Ryan is doing because he told us at the top of the show before we started recording. He's doing pretty shitty, but I'll ask you anyway, Ryan. How you doing?
Pretty shitty.
There we go. Well, let's see if we can bring your mood up a little bit by talking about the movie we had you watch this week, which was
Polyester.
Polyester from 1981. This is written and directed by John Waters.
Oh, yeah.
Picked this in honor of National I Love My Feet Day, which is today.
Wow. That's so terrible.
Oh, I'm so happy. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I was like, well, because you told me, you're like, it's National I Love My Feet Day, and I'm like, what movie
Yeah,
could
that's
I pick?
I couldn't come up with anything, but I thought if I handed that over to you,
I'd be able to come up with
has-
something sleazy.
Adam has the time and the resources, and I was really hoping. I was like, I really hope that he can find a movie about like maybe an '80s movie with like some guy that has a foot fetish. That's what I was hoping.
Well,
That's what I was hoping for, and you delivered.
yeah, that's what you're going to get. I have a synopsis here. A suburban housewife's world falls apart when her pornographer husband admits he's serially unfaithful to her. Her daughter gets pregnant, and her son is suspected of being the foot fetishist who's been breaking local women's feet. This stars Divine and Tab Hunter, and Edith Massey's in there. Mink Stoll's in there. Ryan, tell us a little bit about Polyester.
Oh, where to start? Alright, well, there's a lady, and they live in suburban America, and her husband is a pornographer. Well, he's not like an actual legit pornographer. He owns a movie theater that plays porno film. Like, he doesn't actually film the pornography. But anyway, he does that. And one day he just decides to up and leave her. And during a phone call, they get divorced with the word divorce. And they're pretty much automatically, like I said, they're divorced just by saying the word divorce. Now, she also has 2 kids, a girl and a boy. The girl is very stupid and very horrible student. And there are boys that her parents have forbidden to her. So she gets the neighborhood goody two-shoes to come pretend that he's taking her out on a school night, by the way, which is very odd to me. And they go out, and 5 minutes down the road, they meet up with the real boy that she's supposed to go out with, and that happens, and she ends up getting pregnant. There's also the son who he likes feet. He likes to smoke drugs, and he likes to break feet. Like, he goes to a few different places, and the camera just pans in the feet that he's looking at. And he gets all excited, and then, like, 2 seconds later, he stamps directly on the foot and breaks it. And last of the people and runs away. He also did this in a grocery store at one point. He was walking down the aisle, and some lady kept looking over his shoulder. Knew there was some fish happening, but kept walking. And all of a sudden, he just stands on her feet, runs up to her, stands on her feet, and she actually could see into the world. And instead of running away, he just stands there and laughs at her. Meanwhile, two more guys show up and like detain him for the police. So he ends up getting arrested, going to jail for a little while. Then he is magically all reformed. Gets out of jail, claims that he doesn't like feet, even though he made various paintings in jail. And one of the paintings is of the shoe. And he's like, I'm gonna put this for a percent of my bed. Oh, creepily. So, he apparently still likes feet. And I forgot I was pregnant. She got so reformed. And it's all smart and so it's getting good grades. Man, being a nice girl. And the husband, meanwhile, is still with this woman from the beginning of the movie. You don't really touch on the affair too much. But at one point, this Devon lady, she becomes an alcoholic. And fast forward to the end of it, and she heard her mom. You briefly meet her mom, and she also meets this new guy who they meet at a car accident, and they end up hooking up. And at the end, he takes her home. They're sick. Then she falls asleep. And he puts his clothes on like he's getting her to leave. Well, after he's getting her to leave, the husband and his new girlfriend break in the house. The husband accidentally gets shot in the back, which also apparently makes the new girlfriend sort of pass out. And the new boyfriend goes down the steps and starts messing around with the mom. And after that happens, there's the one lady tries to hang her cat and kill herself and all that stuff. And her best friend ends up coming over, wants to come out of her house. The best friend runs into the new boyfriend with a car, and then as she's backing up, hits the mom with the car. So all the issues are magically taken care of.
And that's it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say they'll live happily ever after. That's what you normally do.
Hang on.
Okay.
All right. I thought my headphones got plugged. But yeah, all the issues are taken care of, and everyone lives happily ever after.
Oh, wonderful.
All right. So what did you think of Polyester?
It's fucking weird. They
Weird.
overacted the shit out of it. Everyone in the entire movie overact a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, it's still all over the place for me.
Two all over the place. Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin,
Not to mention that I really didn't care what happened beyond seeing all the weird shit the son did. It's
Hey,
like
Drew.
when he's in the grocery store and he just walks up to random people and stamps on their foot and laughs at them. It's kind of funny the first few times he did.
Mm.
So you were on board for the foot stomping.
Yeah, but
That you could retire
if it
soon.
was only an hour and a half of foot stomping, it was an hour and a half of nonsense. Maybe like 4 minutes of foot stomping.
So I'm gathering that you wanted more foot stomping.
I did.
By the sound, okay. So if it was pure foot stomping, would this like? It sounds like this would go on like a list of your favorite films.
It was my favorite film, but it'd be
Pretty damn close.
more comical.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently,
But the
this is-
less I would care about not knowing what all happened.
so feet stomping has a long shelf life for you in the humor department.
Correct.
That's I did not know that. See, that's
That's because secretly our subconscious is my fate.
so you get joy seeing other people's feet get smashed.
I kind of get that. I kind of get that a little bit.
This is enlightening. That's one of the fun things about this show is we get to learn things about Ryan.
Yeah.
I didn't know we would find this out and we would unearth this.
You remember when I do the weird like foot spasm?
You mean
of
anytime
course.
anybody, anything
Yes.
even comes remotely close to your
Yeah.
foot? Yes, I.
That's what it was like over and over and over.
For the viewers at home, Ryan sleeps with his shoes and socks on.
I figured
Because-
we would get to that.
Yeah, yeah, because his feet are so sensitive that really nothing can touch them.
But it's odd that you can have the socks and the shoes touch them. Or is that something that you just get used to?
He just deals with it.
I assume I just got used to that.
Okay. So, but like if you change your socks, because I imagine you change your socks, right?
Oh yeah.
Or have they grown into your feet?
They're just part of him now.
I would imagine. So when you like first put your socks on, is it absolutely terrible for like the first minute or so until you get used to it?
I can answer that question because I put his socks on him
Yeah.
multiple times.
I'm not able to put them on myself.
The
So
best-
other people do it for me.
The way that it works, because he'll go in and he'll take a shower, and then you need to immediately put the socks on. It's like
So you're gonna
underwear.
put them
Also
on damp
tragic.
feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So it's
God.
like underwear, then socks, but his feet are wet. So you're trying to shove these socks on his wet feet, and it is such an ordeal. It's such a horrible experience.
It is not fun.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wow.
I feel like you haven't put Ryan's socks on ever.
I'm sure I
feel like-
have.
I feel like in one of our
Yeah,
trips or
down
something,
in,
you must have done it.
I'm sure I
Not
have.
tough, but
Yeah, and I feel like in Austin,
I mean, I have trouble putting socks on my feet when my feet are wet.
I
can't
know
imagine
it's
doing
a
it live.
nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare.
yeah, well, not only am I wet, but I'm also
Spasms.
I'm flailing.
He's
everywhere.
flailing the whole time.
I love it.
Yeah,
So
it's rough.
So Ryan gets joy out of seeing people's feet get stomped. How about that?
Again, I totally get it.
I do
Totally
understand
get
it
it.
myself. I get
Hmm.
that. Who knew?
Now, Kevin, have you seen Polyester?
I have not. No.
It's a decent one. It's for me. It seems like this is the one that when he started to become a little bit more mainstream, like his movies started to look more mainstream. I mean, this is far from that, but
Yeah.
it's still like kind of right when he started having bigger budgets, I think. But this was the movie he made right before Hairspray,
Okay.
and I think, well, I say right before, but it was like 7 years in between the two. But I feel like this was his last kind of really just off the wall, really weird one. Because if you look at his movies after Polyester, you got Hairspray, Crybaby, Serial Mom, Pecker, Cecil B. Demented, A Dirty Shame. Those are all more kind of mainstream.
Yeah. I mean, as much as you can get.
As much as you can get with John Waters, yeah.
Yeah.
Huge caveat to that. This is good, though. I like Polyester. I don't know. I mean, I think I probably liked it more than Pink Flamingos, and just because with Pink Flamingos, it's like a movie you see once and you can never endure it again. Like I could never sit down and be like, yeah, let's watch Pink Flamingos. Let's do it. Fun time. And then watch the guy with like the gaping asshole and the chicken killing and all of that, the shit eating and all of that. But with Polyester, I could probably watch it more.
They're acting annoyed the shit out of it.
Now, are they hamming it up, or is this like melodrama type? Because seeing that this is kind of based on the movies of Douglas Sirk, so I'm guessing he's kind of going for like a melodrama.
The daughter,
Yeah.
she is on cocaine, but like she is happy all the time and jumping up and down all the time.
Yeah.
And laughing all like what I say all the time. Spit on something and then movie.
Because of the cocaine?
I assume, but it's like over. I'm just gonna stick with overacting.
Now,
There's probably a better word for it.
if she's doing this jumping up and down all the time and laughing and all that, whatnot, does she get her feet stomped?
No.
Because I feel like if she got her feet stomped, you would have lost it. You would have got
10 out of 10.
I probably wouldn't.
Now, Ryan, you've seen a few John Waters movies. We had you watch Pink Flamingos on this show, and I'm sure that you've seen some of his other movies. I know you saw Serial Mom, right?
Yep.
You probably saw some of the other ones too. Where does this stack in the Waters filmography for you?
I saw. When I saw Serial Mom, I like that better. I haven't seen it for quite some time, but I liked it better.
Okay. So what about Pink Flamingos? Where does this sit? Because Pink Flamingos, if you
like
remember,
you said, Pink Flamingos is fucking weird as shit.
yeah. But
This
I think
is not really out there.
I think Pink Flamingos was one of your. Was it a 0 out of 10? I think it might have been one of your zeros.
Ooh.
It was either the 0 or the 0.5.
Could have been because I'm straight as fuck.
So this was better than that. Then you would say?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, I forgot the whole Rama thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna get to that definitely. So this was shot in Odorama, where you would get a scratch and sniff card when you would get to the theater. He basically took the idea from William Castle with the smell-o-vision thing. And during certain scenes, a number would show up on the screen and you would then scratch and sniff that number on the card. And I have a list of the smells here that were on the card. Roses, flatulence, model airplane glue. That's my favorite. Pizza, gasoline, skunk, natural gas. New car smell, dirty shoes, and air freshener. I'm surprised there wasn't more like a feet smell.
Yeah.
Dirty shoes.
I mean, dirty shoes, I guess. That's close.
Yeah, but you'd think there'd be a couple more feet scents in there.
Wow. It says on Wikipedia, it says by his use aroma scoop, which is similar to
not too many movies utilize the smell-o-vision.
No.
I know that if you go see a 4DX movie, they have like scent things that will come out, but they're like really just basic stuff.
Yeah.
Like baby powder smell.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's the same as like the 4DX theaters that they have around now, where it's like they have some smells that come out. I did a press event at the Museum of Moving Image a while back where it was like new types of storytelling, like new ways to tell stories. And there's this thing I think it's called the Onos or something like that, where it's like storybooks, and it's an app that works with these two kind of like cylinders, and you read through the storybooks. It'll be like a children's book, and you hit certain areas of the page, like on the app on your iPad or whatever, and it will produce those smells. And there's like hundreds of different smells on this thing. And I tried it out, and it was so cool. Like you just hit it, and it's like instantly like gingerbread or whatever. I can't remember what the story was that I tried. It was like Goldilocks or something. But the smells, I mean, it was like really cool.
Huh.
What's your take on Odorama, Kevin? You big fan?
I'm completely indifferent to Odorama.
Oh man,
It's just sure. Why not?
Rugrats is Odorama.
What?
Rugrats.
Yeah, and they actually used the name Odorama because the copyright had lapsed. So they were actually able to use the name Odorama, and John Waters was pissed.
Stay on top of it.
I guess it's kind of a cool idea. I like gimmicks in movies. I think gimmicks in movies are fun, and this is definitely one.
You like gimmicks.
What about video games?
Gimmicks in video games or scratch and sniff in video games?
No gimmicks.
It depends on what the gimmick is.
Now, I want to get back to National I Love My Feet Day. Because I need to know, Ryan, do you love your feet?
Mine? No.
Other people's then? Do you love other people's feet? Are you into feet? You feet guy?
No.
Okay.
Are you gonna? Because I'm looking at the website, and it tells you how to observe National I Love My Feet Day. So let me know if you're gonna do any of these things. Are you gonna pamper your feet with a foot massage or a pedicure?
I
would love to see that.
I can stand that.
I would love to see someone trying to give you a pedicure.
I would love that, and I would love to see somebody trying to give his feet like a foot bath, because that water would be just everywhere. He'd be kicking it all over the place.
It would just be his socks and shoes just sitting in a foot bath, because he wouldn't take the shoes or the socks off. You just have him sitting in that bath.
I would probably think of somebody that put like flip-flops or some sort of shoe apparatus on.
Like water shoes, like the water shoes like from the 90s. Where you... Nice. What about Crocs? Would you maybe put some Crocs on for your pedicure?
I never tried to wear them. So
what about those weird shoes where they like there's an individual toe?
The toe shoes.
Oh God, no.
I saw that there's these shoes out now that are like they're made of fabric, and they kind of wrap around your foot, and they use like Velcro to sort of wrap around your foot. They're like form-fitting.
Okay.
They're really horrible looking. They're absolutely horrible looking.
That sounds about right. Now, the other thing you're supposed to do after you get, your foot massage and your pedicure, Ryan, you're supposed to share photos of your rejuvenated feet on social media using the hashtag I love my feet day.
I definitely will not be that.
I would consider paying you money to post photos of your feet on social media.
No one should do that ever.
I think feet are kind of gross, honestly. Like I'm not.
My feet are real good.
I've seen your feet.
They're not like dirty, disgusting, but they're gross in general.
Because they can't breathe. They're stuck in those shoes and socks 24/7.
Yes.
National I Love My... I wonder if there's also a National I Love My Hands Day.
Maybe. I would imagine.
Because I feel like if you love your feet, you also got to give love to the hands. I think in a lot of ways the hands are more important than the feet.
I don't know. Yeah,
hands are way more, at least to me. my hands are way more than my feet.
Sure. It's like you can lose your feet and still function relatively normally.
Yeah,
But if you lose your hands, life gets a whole lot harder.
yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I also don't want to get into like a whole like pro con thing. I don't think we have
Well,
time for the whole the feet hand debate.
no.
I think it's a tough. It's close though. I'll admit that it's close.
Any final thoughts on Polyester, Ryan, before we give you your drum roll?
No,
All right. What do you give Polyester?
3.
That is a 3 out of 10. All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Did you see any of his other movies besides Pink Flamingos and Serial Mom? You saw Hairspray, right?
I saw Hairspray at some point.
What about Pecker? Did you see Pecker?
No, mate, what's is it? Is it have a white cover?
No.
Alright, then
It
no.
has a red cover with Edward Furlong. He plays
No.
like an amateur photographer,
No.
like him and Christina Ricci. I was a pretty big fan of Pecker. What
Sounds
about
like Pecker.
Cecil B. Demented?
That's a good one.
I want to watch it with you guys.
Actually, in a review I wrote recently, I mentioned Cecil B. Demented.
It's great. It's a great movie.
Yeah, this movie I saw recently kind of rips off Cecil B. Demented a little bit, and I already hated the movie, but made me dislike it even more. All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Unless you have any closing thoughts, Ryan.
No.
No? All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can send us your questions and topics to podcast@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @filmpulsenet, @filmpulsekevin, and @mylegsdon'twork. And if you have a minute, take a look at our Patreon page, patreon.com/filmpulse. Consider helping us out by becoming a subscriber. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.
Oh, yeah.